Ah oui, on repart à Inazuma du coup. Donc là, en route pour Inazuma. Allez, en avant.
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead.
Go Kaden.
Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions. Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline. For a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive.
Eh ben, t'en trouves des sacrés trucs, Nono. Excuse-moi, je suis en plein live. Mais t'en trouves des sacrés trucs quand même.
But fortunately, Kaede Harakazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain of the original Gokuden 5. If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Oh, yeah, we were! Paimon remembers that now.
Excusez-moi pour le bruit. Courage Nono pour ton stage. Ma pauvre petite Nono, elle rate toute live, mais bon, la rediffusion ça existe. Donc excusez-moi, je m'installe quand même. Voilà. Ah bah oui, je sais. Ça c'est sûr. Voilà.
They learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too. It seems like such a shame.
That, my friends, is in fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. He told me that, As we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokunin, it was right that I should know the truth. There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. It is a dark and sorrowful tale. The Raiden Gokunin were the targets of a murderous rampage. Full bladesmith, swordsmith, heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara clan. Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphaned son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty Shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless, the only legacy he misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokunin. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent anger, and in his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, but when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
La légende du Raiden Gokunin n'est plus la même. Le massacre des forgerons de l'époque aurait été perpétré par quelqu'un d'autre. Scaramouche a de toute évidence effectué une manipulation dans les cellules. Mais même après ça, Niwa n'a pas échappé à sa fin tragique.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea. He seemed well.
Pardon. Ouf, Kazuha existe toujours. Et rien de mal ne lui est arrivé. C'est déjà mieux de ce que j'imaginais hier soir. Je n'ai pas d'autres questions, merci.
My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? Your expression says it all. You can't hide anything from Paimon. On to the next stop. Lead the way, traveler. Paimon will be right behind you.
Attendez une minute, je fais juste un truc. On va juste mettre un peu de niveau à Scaramouche. Enfin, à Nomade. Je l'aurais bien mis dans mon équipe, mais le problème c'est que si on a quelque chose à affronter... Oh, un succès par contre. Ça c'est pas de refus. Si on a quelque chose à affronter, en fait, ça m'inquiète un peu. Mais bon, pourquoi pas. J'ai mal. Bah, qu'est-ce qui t'est arrivé, Chris? Ouais, je vais le mettre dans mon équipe, on verra bien. Allez, Scaramouche. Alias Nomade. équipe vu que c'est ton truc.
What do you want from...
Et ouais. Bon. Où est-ce qu'on doit aller? Là-bas, sûrement sur l'île. J'ai défoncé mon chat. Qu'est-ce qui t'est arrivé? Oh, t'as fait ça? Ouais, on doit aller là-bas. Ici. C'est vraiment qu'il a changé de passé. Un petit peu. Qu'est-ce qu'il nous a fait? Ah, de Toré qui tue, c'est pas nouveau ça. Il a passé sur mon oreiller et sur mon tel. Oh, le chat il a pas dû apprécier.
You want to use my hat as an umbrella?
Qu'est-ce qu'il sort?
We're here! This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
Ah oui, j'allais dire. Ok, là c'est une raison, mais quand même, ça a pas dû le faire.
Traveler, it's been a while.
Bonjour.
If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place. If it's urgent, you're welcome to wait inside until they get back.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
Merci. Nous allons accepter votre offre. On peut se promener un peu dans la cour?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
We'll be heading in then. Thanks!
Ok. Ah oui, bah tu m'étonnes.
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to say?
Madame, est-ce que je peux vous poser quelques questions?
Of course, traveler. Yes,
Moi,
I know who
je
you
voulais
are.
lui en mettre
Miss Kamisato has
J'ai
told me about you.
Une coupure sur le bras. Ah bah oui. Faut pas frapper les chats, tu sais. Même s'ils font des conneries, hein. T'as juste à le mettre dehors, mais pas le frapper. On frappe pas sur les animaux.
What would you like to know?
Comment se porte le commissaire et mademoiselle Kamisato?
Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings and occasionally paying visits to some local organizations on the commissioner's behalf.
Non, même pas. Faut pas taper dessus normalement, sinon ça risque d'être encore plus dur. Même quand ils font des bêtises, tu lui mets, je sais pas moi, t'as de l'eau, tu vois, un chip et hop, tu le dégages de la chambre. Faut pas être violent avec les animaux, même si un chat fait une bêtise.
As for the commissioner himself, well, you know, busy as ever. That much hasn't
Pourquoi tu dis ça?
changed. Although he does seem to be in a rather good mood these days.
Bah alors, qu'est-ce qui t'arrive?
So pretty much business as usual in the Yashiro Commission, huh?
Very much so.
Ayato est toujours le commissaire culturel et Ayaka est toujours la maîtresse de maison de la commission culturelle. Rien n'a changé. Tout semble identique à la commission culturelle. Je m'y attendais, mais c'est quand même un grand soulagement de savoir que les Kamisato sont sains et saufs.
Well, got any more questions?
C'est tout pour le moment. Merci.
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing more than for you to come and visit more often. But I'm sure you must be far too busy
J'en ai
to
vu
have
aussi,
time
moi.
for that.
Ça y est, ma truc, elle est complète en plus. Et on fait, là, si je l'ai, ça fera 5 cristaux. Enfin, tu vois quoi, de quoi je parle. Oh, mon pauvre Chris, ça va aller. Tu vas y arriver.
Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. She seems so thrilled to have you as a friend, and she's always saying how talented you are and how much, I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived here. So you're not just Miss Kamisato's knight in shining armor, you know. You're a hero to us
Oh la
all.
vache. Courage, ça va aller. Vous me flattez.
I mean it. Whenever the commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. I always find myself at my most relaxed when I'm serving the two of them and listening to them chat away. The commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have
Bah
the
oui.
chance to
Tu sais,
take
moi,
his
sur mes
meals
vœux,
at
j'ai eu 3
home.
candelles, ça fait tout.
But given the opportunity, he always
C'est ça qui
prefers
m'a
to
permis d'avoir
dine
Sino.
here. They say it's because Toma's a much better chef than most. Oh, the commissioner is so fond of home comforts. They get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Always with a very fond tone. Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. Whenever the whole family gets together and they start talking about people they've met. It's been many years now since the late Mr. and Mrs. Kamisato passed away. As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son and daughter grow up, it makes me so happy to see them meet. So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are always very welcome at the Yashiro Commission headquarters. There will always be at least one old lady who would be delighted to have the pleasure of your company.
Merci beaucoup, j'y penserai.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Paimon likes it here too. Also, you were saying something about the food here being really great. Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon meant we should come pay a visit again real soon. Ideally around dinner time.
Of course. You're always welcome.
Alright, goodbye for now. Where are we going next?
Tataratsuna.
Great! Goodbye, ma'am! Don't
salut,
worry, we'll
Hugo.
see ourselves out.
Tu m'entends bien là? Excuse-moi, mais voilà, tu devrais mieux m'entendre. J'ai pas mis ma caméra non plus trop près. Attends. Oh oui. Oh là. Attends une minute, il y a un problème avec ma télé. Du coup, j'ai trop bougé le truc. C'est bon. J'entends plus le truc vibrer. Voilà, là j'ai fait comme je pouvais. Hein. Comment tu fais pour avoir Genshin sur Play? Bah, comment ça? T'as juste à mettre Genshin Impact? Pourquoi tu me dis ça? Ça c'est nouveau par contre. Là tu m'entends mieux normalement. Bon.
All right then. Take care now. Hope.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, everything's taken care of now. Don't worry.
Very well. Safe travels. Goodbye.
Ok. Donc maintenant on va à Tataratsuna. Voilà, donc c'est par là. Ouais, avant je vais aller quand même voir si j'ai de la vie. Ouais, j'ai toujours fait comme ça moi. Ah oui, on y a un cataclysme... Enfin... Un catalyseur, je veux dire. Skywamouche, alias nomade. Bon. Je regarde juste, voilà, il y a bien Sino qui a plus de vie. Voilà.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the traveler in Paimon?
Xavier? What are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Tu connais bien Tartaratsuna?
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away.
Tu connais bien l'histoire de cet endroit?
Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here.
Tu pourrais m'en dire plus?
Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago. I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation, goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then, too. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that?
Ouais, c'était Dottore qui était déguisé, ils l'ont dit. Il parle de Dottore. La destruction du fourneau et les troubles qu'il a causés n'ont pas été modifiés non plus.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna? Come on, ask already.
C'est ce que je suis en train de faire.
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
C'est ça. D'ailleurs, j'ai encore une question.
Sure, go ahead.
As-tu entendu parler de Kabukimono de Tartaratsuna?
A kabuki mono? No, I can't say that I have. I do know the word, Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where Tatarasuna is concerned.
Plus de Kabukimono. Est-ce que Scaramouche aurait réussi à manipuler l'insulte pour y effacer les informations le concernant? Si c'est le cas, pourquoi n'aurait-il pas plutôt changé le monde et fait revenir les événements à leur point de départ? Pourtant, jusqu'à présent, il semble que toutes les choses qui ont été affectées ne concernent que lui-même. Merci, Xavier.
Of course! Don't mention it.
Arrête avec tes blagues, c'est pas drôle. J'essaie juste de faire la voyageuse. Tu vois.
We're leaving? Okay, bye Xavier.
Finalement, j'avais promis à Kara de faire comme ça.
Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help.
Pauvre voyageuse, elle parle toujours toute seule parce qu'elle pense, c'est normal. Je pense toujours dans ma tête.
Farewell.
Ah purée, tu me tues ça avec tes blagues. Pauvre voyageuse.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for.
Retournons voir la Rani Kusanali.
Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really troubling you.
Ouais, je sais, mais la pauvre petite voyageuse, elle a pas le choix. Faut bien qu'elle pense. Paimon, en fait, si du coup t'as pas suivi, elle n'est pas au courant de ce que Scaramouche a fait. Bah alors, Kara. Et donc, Scaramouche a apparemment effacé son existence de l'Irminsulte, là où on était tout à l'heure. Et c'est pour ça qu'elle est en train de chercher des réponses.
Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you.
Je sais. Je vais hack en fait, mais franchement, Kara. Il veut avoir Nomade en fait. Il veut essayer de l'avoir, mais Il s'est pas hack de toute façon et puis c'est bien protégé, Mirio, à force.
Come on, you gotta keep it together. Why don't you grab something to eat? You can't go facing life's challenges on an empty stomach. All right, let's head off and go meet Nahida.
Attendez, je vais donner ça à Scaramouche. Hop. Voilà, comme ça au moins il est bien. Pour le moment. Alors. Naïda, où es-tu? Sumeru déjà, oui. Mais ici, ok, donc j'apparais ici. Plus de traces de Scaramouche pour le moment. Et on sait que c'est Dotoré qui avait tué un des forgerons. Il est trop fort, sérieux. Il est pas content, Scaramouche, attention. Mais il est beaucoup trop fort, il s'est carrément déguisé, quoi. Je te l'ai dit, il veut avoir Nomade. Tu vas la voir un jour, Kara. Désespère pas.
Quit following me.
C'est super bien protégé, il dit ça pour rire, parce qu'il peut pas le faire, Kara.
Hey, it's them.
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Vous êtes encore en train de parler de votre thèse?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
On est un peu pressé là.
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
It's the same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh? Should we join them?
Ils font des recherches sur Taratsuna. Écoutons ce qu'ils ont à dire.
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress.
Votre article de la dernière fois était exceptionnel.
Huh? Oh, of course.
Courage, Kara.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
Le contenu n'est pas le même que la dernière fois. C'est à cause des informations qui ont été modifiées dans les massules. Scaramouche a dit qu'il voulait effacer ces deux noms. S'il a vraiment réussi, c'est qu'il a dû y mettre toutes ses forces. Mais tout de même...
Well, what do you think?
Excellent.
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this? Well, we just got back from Inazuma. So how about we tell them what we learned?
Pas de problème.
What did you find out? Something big?
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
Wow, so many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Armanoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true. Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
And they're back at it. These guys are really into this.
On a des choses à faire. Alors, on vous laisse.
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome. See ya.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do. you been? Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then she decided she wanted to go to Inazuma.
C'était pour enquêter sur la situation de Scaramouche.
The Balladeer? It sounds like some kind of code name.
Comme je m'y attendais.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
Même Naïda ne s'en souvient pas. Comme la fois précédente, elle a été affectée par la modification de l'Irmasul. Je suppose que Scaramouche a agi rapidement et a fini de s'effacer avant que Naïda ne puisse l'arrêter. Et voilà, encore une fois, je suis la seule à me souvenir des événements qui ont été effacés. Je suis à nouveau témoin.
Traveler? Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
Il s'est passé quelque chose dont je suis la seule à me souvenir. Je dois vous dire la vérité maintenant. Il y avait autrefois un individu nommé Scaramouche, qui était la création de l'Archon Électro. C'était une marionnette qui vivait parmi les hommes, Eva Moucheron. Après une série d'événements survenus à Tartarasuna, Scaramouche pensait avoir été trahi 3 fois. Il quitta Inazuma pour errer à travers le monde. Il ne faisait pas du tout confiance aux humains, et il détestait les divinités. Il nourrit de la rancune pendant des années. Après être devenu plus fort, il retourna à Inazuma pour se venger. Il essaya de devenir une divinité à l'aide d'un gnosis, mais tous ses efforts furent vains. Il entra ensuite à l'intérieur de l'Immersul, où il apprit la vérité sur sa trahison. Le mensonge avait fait de lui ce qu'il était, et pour éliminer cette triste tragédie, il prit des mesures désespérées.
That's quite a story. So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past. But how was he even able to do that? As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it. Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality. So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because... well, because he literally changed the world? Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it. The Traveler comes from a world beyond to that. That's why there's no information about her in Irminsul. And it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect her. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
Oui.
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. What? I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
Eh bien, je ne suis pas vraiment sûre. J'ai toujours été l'ennemi de Scaramouche. Je ne comprends donc pas ce qui pousse à faire ça. Pourquoi il a été si radical? A-t-il voulu tout recommencer à zéro? Ou bien sauver quelqu'un? Ou alors a-t-il complètement effacé son existence? Tout peut être corrigé. Ma solution est claire. Ma solution sera claire et sans équivoque. Peut-être qu'il n'y a rien d'autre pour expliquer tout cela. Je me souviens encore de la dernière question qu'il m'a posée avant de passer à l'acte. C'est mon hésitation qui lui a donné la réponse. J'ai hésité parce que j'ai vraiment vu la Molrani Rokadevata effacer son existence de mes propres yeux. mais je ne peux pas le dire à Naïda. En d'autres termes, je ne peux pas dévoiler la raison pour laquelle Scaramouche a agi si radicalement.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share?
Je me disais simplement qu'il avait fait tout ça en vain.
It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
C'est ça.
Once the balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense, every part of it. The balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends. It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
Oui, il a changé le monde et de bien des façons. Et malgré cela, les défunts n'ont pas eu le droit à une seconde chance. Tous ceux qui ont connu une fin tragique n'ont pu être sauvés. Contre quoi se bat-il? Sa vie, pleine de trahison? Ou considère-t-il que son existence est une erreur?
Please wait a moment. I want to check something. Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything she has told us.
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner. You should take a look.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
Tout correspond à mon récit.
I authored this record myself.
Huh? You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the balladeer?
When combined with the traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Hold on. So this record survived from the past?
Yes. Any information about the balladeer or the kabuki mono in other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the balladeer entered Irminsul.
Ça est dans ma tête maintenant, c'est son que j'ai.
That's incredible! What a great idea!
Désolée, Nono.
And sending the traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution.
De Dorine.
I knew she'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one she told us. The now erased life of the balladeer. There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own.
Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet, furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the Balladeer story. It is his very own memories. To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke.
The Balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. Before he vanished, He confirmed an important detail. That Conria was where your twin first came into this world. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own harbinger.
C'est la première fois que je trouve que...
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better.
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Mihida's right. Cheer up! How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation again later.
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take her out for a walk to clear her head?
You got it! Come on, Traveler! You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk. Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar! That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
Capitano et les Fatui sont tous invités au mariage. Oui, Kara, j'ai répondu au RP. Le jour de Noël, ils vont se marier. Ça va, petit Kara?
Too slow.
We're here! What should we eat first?
J'ai l'impression qu'il y a encore quelque chose qui ne va pas. C'est comme si j'avais oublié quelque chose d'important, moi aussi.
Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
Pardon, j'étais perdue dans mes pensées. On pourra choisir quel objet on a dans les courses de Mario Kart. C'est cool, ça.
All right, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? cet élément important qui m'échappe soudainement. C'est quelque chose en rapport avec Cuir Massul et le fait de s'en effacer. La Morani Rokadevata, le savoir interdit, Naïda...
What is it? Have you figured it all out?
Ça y est, je me souviens. Elle a dit ça. La Morani Rokadevata a dit qu'aucun individu ne peut effacer sa propre existence lui-même. Sinon, ne serait-il pas insensé pour la Morani Rokadevata de créer sa propre réincarnation, la Rani Kusanali, et de compter sur elle-même pour supprimer de l'air Massul?
Why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
Non, je ne peux pas lui dire. Elle ignore ce qui s'est passé avec la Morani Rokadevata. Mais c'est un élément crucial. Il est impossible que pour Scaramouche d'effacer complètement son existence. Alors, si ce n'est pas le cas, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
Nomade. Oh là là. Il a fait une autre réincarnation de lui-même, je crois.
Hey! Hey, wait!
You mean me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? Work's too boring for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to focus.
Who's that guy? You know him or something?
C'est Scaramouche.
He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsettias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a drifter or something?
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsettias, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now?
Suivons-le.
Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him see you.
Quit following me. Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias? Isn't that a bit too cruel?
Chut.
Oh, all right.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back.
Si je ne l'avais pas vu de mes propres yeux, je ne l'aurais pas cru.
Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
He spotted us!
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice.
C'est vrai, je vous ai suivi.
Have we met before? No, we haven't met. But you know me?
Oui,
I have no recollection.
c'est compliqué, mais je vous connais.
Are you absolutely sure?
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
Je peux le prouver. Vous êtes une marionnette, n'est-ce pas?
A puppet? What makes you think that?
Huh?
You were right. The look on his face.
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important.
Je voudrais vous amener quelque part.
Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss first.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more for it. Is that true?
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
That's oddly nice of you.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Mhm.
Then let's return to the city.
Alors les gens, minute papillon, faut vraiment que j'aille aux toilettes là. J'arrive tout de suite.
Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Alors voilà. Désolée de l'absence. Bon. C'est parti. On a retrouvé notre cher nomade, alias Scaramouche. Et on va l'emmener du coup là où il faut. Je regarde où c'est. La vache. Les toilettes quand ça vous appelle, je sais pas, un petit peu. C'était très urgent quoi.
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
But I don't...
J'ai eu... Pardon. J'ai eu des heures d'histoire et maintenant des heures de français. Ah ouais. Courage, c'est bientôt fini l'école. Vous aurez, dans 10 jours, je crois maintenant, 10 ou 9 jours, les vacances de Noël qui commenceront.
No, you're right. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
Thank you.
Courage, le gaming, ça va aller.
All right, done. Thanks for waiting for me. We can go now.
Attends, celle-ci, elle l'a eu? Waouh! J'hallucine! Bien joué! Je vais dire, on l'a toutes les deux. Elle a une nomade. Félicitations, celle-ci. Comme on l'avait prédit. Je suis tellement heureuse. Alors, on va continuer. Excusez-moi. Celle-ci, elle est toute contente là. Ah bah tu m'étonnes. Elle a eu une nomade.
What's wrong? Huh? Are you?
Remax. Enfin, tu veux que je t'appelle comme ça vu que c'est ton prénom. Sinon, Maximilien.
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
Ah, il est tout classe.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
You say that you are trekking across to Vat to train yourself. Azumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Non, non, c'est ton prénom quand même.
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots.
Non, le pauvre. Oui, Scaramouche est vraiment effacé de la machine et il a fait une réincarnation, on dirait.
But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called,
Oh, like a past life or something?
Yes, something far more distant than the past. So far away that you
Non, non,
cannot
t'inquiète
perceive
pas, je
it.
me sens pas mal, ça va aller, c'est ton prénom.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous incarnation?
Et comment tu étais dans cette vie antérieure Tu étais Scaramouche Comment t'expliquer ça?
Oh,
Mais comme moi qui me souviens.
okay. I see. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
On essaie juste de trouver la meilleure façon de vous en parler.
If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear. But I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Oui, c'est Kara errante parce qu'on sait pas à quelle heure il quitte. Et puis il faut quand même que je finisse la quête des archons, c'est normal.
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil.
En même temps, il a fait du mal parce que Dotori, il a buté quelqu'un. Et il a fait croire qu'il avait été trahi. J'adore Dotori, sérieux. Je suis désolée, il a beau faire du mal à tout le monde. Mais il fallait bien qu'il manipule Scaramouche.
You nearly died because of what other people did. And many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time, a chain of cause and effect, a cycle of karma and consequence.
Ouais.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
Oui, c'est sûr. En même temps, c'était un fatouille.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
On était ennemis.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street!
Paymon, je vais te mettre 2 tartes dans la tête, ça va aller vite.
He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything. What a weird situation.
T'arrives à lire, moi je vois rien alors que j'ai des lunettes. Ah bon? T'es sur téléphone aussi, ça se trouve.
Lesser Lord Kusanali. As the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Non mais Paimon, je vais lui en mettre une dans la tête, ça va aller vite à elle.
Yes, it's all
Je veux bien
true.
l'apprécier la petite, mais là non.
I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions.
Oh, oh, c'est pas une bonne idée, nomade, que tu vois les péchés que t'as commis avant. Oui, je suis avec la meilleure qualité d'image. Pourtant, c'est une très bonne qualité que j'ai.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
Very well. As you wish.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
Je sais pas du tout si c'est la bonne idée. Ma vision commence à disparaître, super.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Oh, good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Understood.
Thank you. Now, prepare yourselves, everyone.
Celle-ci, elle est toute contente, elle a eu nomade. Courage avec ta vision. Entrez dans le souvenir. Ça va être parti. Comme on dit, il faut être niveau 90. On mettra pas nomade avec nous, ok? M'en voulez pas. Nomade, on l'aura déjà en essai, je pense, c'est pour ça. Donc on va mettre avec nous, je sais pas. Ouais. On va être avec nous Venti.
Didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Et en avant. En avant pour le donjon. Parce que là ça nous a marqué quand même donjon. C'est pas pour rien. Avec le glas, j'ai froid.
This looks like Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information
Oui,
extracted
aller
from your
dormir.
memories. These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful.
Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
Bah oui, je sais que t'as pas sommeil, mais si t'as la vision trouble, c'est que t'as un peu sommeil.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
Et maintenant on est là pour finir notre travail.
All right. Thanks.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many memories here.
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The Crystal Marrow Miners? No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No mining crew would be capable of this.
Je mets ton live à côté en essayant de me reposer. Je serai là, mais je parlerai que si tu poses une question. Ok.
There's someone passed out on the ground.
Who are you?
Hein?
You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured? Huh. Not a scratch. And these fine clothes. Who are you?
This man is Katsuragi, Deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Bikoshi Nagamasa. He found the balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
Oh.
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident.
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Non. Là-bas, ils nous disent d'aller. Ah ouais, il y a un discours. Un petit coffre. En fait, c'est pas de refus.
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Je regarde toujours s'il n'y a pas un petit coffre qui se traîne. Ça fait jamais de mal. Ah ouais.
Gather!
Il y a du bruit.
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty, but there's nobody here.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died. And then my dad got sick. He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna be together forever and ever. This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
What happened to the child then?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others. You betrayed me too. The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
Stabilize!
Alors...
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
Long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Cool it! This is bad.
Let's play!
Yes, end this quickly!
This moment will be frozen in time.
Gather! I guess.
Dodge this!
That's I will have order. Solidify! Through me, justice is served. Your penance is due! You stand condemned! Guilty! The loneliness of death. Command! Freeze!
Go on! Give me a go!
You can't run! Well, neither can I.
Stand it for the
Gather!
Brace yourselves.
This should be fun.
Dodge this! What's the hurry?
Don't be a killjoy!
Time for takeoff. What a good.
Don't get frostbite.
Run! Well, surrender!
Not breaking a sweat.
This is order. We've only just begun. Stabilize. Is that all you got?
Cool it!
No slacking off.
Nowhere to run. Judgment is upon you. I see through you.
It isn't time for a break. This is bound.
You can't run. You stay condemned.
I wouldn't
get it together.
Finished.
Your penance is due. You stand condemned. That all you got? Gather.
This moment will be frozen in time. Dodge this!
Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun. I miscalculated.
Délire, j'ai vu Pierrot. Enfin, on l'a entendu quoi. J'arrive pas à m'en faire. Oh la vache.
Stabilize.
Que vraiment quand il a été recruté, c'est carrément chaud. I'm choking.
This place is dark.
Paimon knows this place. It's the Delusion Factory in Inazuma. In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here. Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar.
C'est là qu'on l'a rencontré. Je m'en souviens, c'est un endroit désagréable.
Hey, look over there!
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan.
Quand elle était encore en vie, elle, c'était un truc de ouf.
Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the doctor.
Le cobaye de Tori.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
Surtout dans Taglia, ouais.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely.
Ça se voit qu'il s'entendait pas du tout avec Signora.
Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else. Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Who does she think she is? Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer, are you able to continue?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right, witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Solidify!
Freeze! Surrender!
Gather!
Nowhere to run! Dodge this! Your sins weigh upon your soul! Your penance is due! You stand condemned!
Got you!
Crumble! Futile! Stabilize!
Cool it! Don't get frostbite.
This is order! Solidify!
Got you! Yahoo! Out of my sight!
Surrender! Stabilize!
Belongs to ice and snow. Here to play with me.
Dodge this!
The more, the merrier. Time for takeoff.
Solidify!
Freeze! This moment will be frozen in time.
Let me amuse myself.
Cool it!
Over here!
So soon! Stabilize! Nowhere to run! Through me, justice is served!
You really know how to get me going.
Their penance is due!
Freeze!
Order guide you!
Dodge this! Oh, so.
Let me amuse myself a little.
Freeze!
Can't run from death.
Dodge this!
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru.
Ouais, dans l'usine de Dotori, on dirait.
Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
Oh là là, la classe ultime qu'il a. My Dotori. Je vais prendre une capture d'écran. J'aime trop. Si je peux la voir même en fond d'écran, ça me plaît. Je vais juste faire ça, si je peux la voir. Yes. Normalement, c'est bon. Juste voir la capture d'écran si elle est bien mise. Sauvegarder. Oui. Mon futur fond d'écran. Pardon. Me voilà. Désolée. Je faisais une capture d'écran. Il a trop la classe d'autoré.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
Oh my god.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
Ah, bah.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to garner a great deal of information. Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they'd think if they knew that nothing matters to you apart from your crazy experiments?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
Il a envie de le chier. Faut pas être insolent avec Dotori. Aïe aïe aïe.
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable to watch.
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
C'est Dotori. Il est à l'origine de tout ceci.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon.
Tu m'étonnes qu'il lui froid dans le dos.
Let's move on.
Ouais, c'est normal. En fait, il y a Scaramouche. On est dans les souvenirs du vrai Scaramouche. Et il y a Nomade avec nous. Du coup, c'est pour ça qu'on a vu Dotori. Comment il a été recruté à Sumeru pour... comment dire, faire son expérience, par exemple, pour transformer Scaramouche en divinité. Là, on est dans les souvenirs, pour le moment. Ah, le délire. J'aurais Dotori en capture d'écran. Je l'ai pris pour mon thème. J'ai le hockey. Et hop, on avance encore.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life, they are human too.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due, let it come to pass.
Vous voulez dire que...
Can you return my memories to me?
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current identity?
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules, with each person being a collection of past experiences. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rules.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you discarded will return to you. Are you sure you want to do this?
I've lived with the void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next. But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be my one opportunity to become my true self.
C'est donc ça que signifiaient les paroles de la Molrani au cas des bâtards. On ne peut pas effacer soi-même. Et même si le Scaramouche original a été supprimé, cet individu continue d'exister à sa place. Les péchés d'une personne sont-ils une partie inéluctable de son destin?
I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all my soul-searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, it seems that I brought this curse upon myself. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose, to change my destiny and end my wandering.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours. You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Set him free?
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is my...
Is he alright?
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
De retour. Oh, purée. Oh my god.
This is trying my patience.
Là, c'est vrai.
Have you got any more stupid questions? Insignificant past! Quit following me. The wind rises. Feeble human! Upon at my command, you shall fall!
Ça va être chaud. Là, je crois qu'il a pris un bon coup, là, c'est vraiment... Je vais oublier de jouer, ok? Non, pas comme ça.
Insignificant path.
Ok, donc nous on va faire ça, remplir, au cas où s'il y a besoin de nourriture pour l'ennemi, et voilà. Donc là, ça c'est bon, et on va la mettre pour nous, on sait jamais.
Too slow. Following the Squall Fury. My endless cycle begins! Too slow. Quit following me. Insignificant
past!
Bow your head. Too slow. Feeble human. I'm following me. Behold. Churn! Swarm Fury! Insignificant past! Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
It disappeared. Did we win?
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
Le vrai Scaramouche est de retour.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self.
Le retour de Scaramouche.
Wait, but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
Et Paimon, il va te faire taire, ça va aller vite.
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am.
Vos souvenirs désormais revenus.
You sound like you're concerned about me. But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Come on. Let's continue this outside.
Oh la vache. Je veux plus te voir. J'adorais qu'on me l'ait dit ça. Ouais. Donc ça, on s'occupe de sortir. Du coup, voilà. Nous, on s'en va. Oui. Elle est toute contente, cette fille.
Welcome back, traveler. Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's exhausted.
You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it.
Vous allez abandonner le nom de Scaramouche?
After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him.
Aïe aïe aïe. Depuis qu'il a appris qu'il avait tué son ami, tac.
I'm not planning on returning to the
Enfin, tout ce qu'il a
Fatui,
fait même à côté.
and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the Sixth is.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
On peut aussi voir ça comme une sorte de fuite.
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish. What you are looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Tu m'étonnes, mais Tori, il est comme ça qu'il faut aussi avoir des gens, comme on dit.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it.
Ce n'est pas ce que Naïda pense de vous.
Oh right, I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply and see what secrets can be uncovered. Including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well.
Merci de chercher ces réponses pour moi.
I will try.
Traveler. After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma?
Je voulais savoir ce que vous aviez changé.
So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back.
Je n'ai pas fait ça pour obtenir quoi que ce soit en retour.
Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is emotion in the human world. Everything that you feel is real and lasting, and whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
J'espère que vous pourrez travailler avec Naïda.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been for nothing.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you, too!
T'es sérieuse là? Lui donne pas un surnom moche?
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Ah, mais aussi t'apprécies pas Paimon, t'inquiète.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
Quoi? C'est nous qui devons lui donner un nom?
No! Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
C'est nous qui allons devoir faire ça.
Have you got anything?
Alors, la quête d'arcan, intermède, genèse, inversée et l'objet plume d'appellation vous permettront donc de renommer le personnage nomade, l'éternellement égaré Anemo. Veuillez prendre note que certains noms ne peuvent pas être utilisés lors de cette attribution de nom. Une fois que vous avez renommé ce personnage, certains menus du jeu affichent le nom que vous avez déjà choisi. Le nombre de fois où vous pouvez renommer ce personnage est limité, alors faites-le avec précaution. Hop. Je sais pas, c'est impossible de l'appeler Scaramouche du coup. Bon, je peux pas le laisser en nomade, ça va pas la tête. Je vais essayer Scaramouche parce que c'est Scaramouchiac, c'est vous avez appelé avant. Scaramouche.
I have no need for these names anymore.
Ouais, Scaramouche, c'est Scaramouchier en fait. Il peut pas.
Okay.
Ok. Qu'est-ce que je fais
Have you got any?
Il n'aime pas déjà Scaramouche, ça c'est sûr. Ah non, ah non, ah non. J'ai pas l'appeler d'Autoré. C'est moi, en plus il va pas aimer. Comment je pourrais l'appeler? J'ai réfléchi au nom qu'il va pouvoir avoir. Non, pas question que je l'appelle Shadow. J'aurais voulu lui laisser son identité en fait, mais bon, c'est pas gagné. Comment je vais pouvoir l'appeler? Sinon, j'ai envie de lui laisser nomade, je crois. J'ai pas d'idée de nom. Un jour je changerai, mais là, on va le laisser en nomade.
Are you sure?
Oui. Voilà, j'aime bien ce nom.
Oh, all right. If you say so.
There. Now you have a name of your own.
What about a nickname? Are you done yet?
Still thinking. Stop rushing me.
Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one.
Non. Que comptez-vous faire maintenant?
Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
Oh la vache, il va te venger votre docteur et compagnie.
You mean the Fatui?
Bah ouais. Surtout les fatouilles, même Pierrot et compagnie, ils veulent se venger.
The doctor, at
Mais
least.
surtout Dotoré. La cible numéro 1 de Scaramouche, Dotoré.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall. Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
I see. That is up to you.
Huh? But if we do that, then...
Il est trop là, énervé de Tori, là.
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been. What's that look for? Don't make that face. I know what I'm doing. That day will come. All right. We're done here. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore.
Bah oui, il a découvert la vérité, il sera surtout agressif envers celui qui l'a ciblé.
So we can finally go eat? Paimon is starving.
Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to go and relax for a while.
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator. The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast their shadow. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was all these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise. Life is a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold.
It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back.
Profites-en pour bien te reposer, Paimon.
Wow, great! Huh? Look at the vase.
Oui.
Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? But Paimon doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
La nuit où l'on a séjourné ici, Paimon a heurté la table quand elle a appris ce qui s'était passé avec Scaramouche. C'est comme ça que le vase a été cassé. Mais Scaramouche a effacé son existence. Le monde a dû changer, non? Mais pourquoi ce vase est-il toujours cassé?
You sound lost and confused.
Qui est-ce?
I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind overwhelmed.
Huh? Is there someone here talking to us?
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance. But for anyone else, who can say? When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not displaced. The same is true of fate. Like a vase that falls to the ground, whether it is broken by a cat or by a bird, the result is still a broken vase, is it not?
Who are you? How do you know about all this?
History does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes. Only that which you see is true. What is unseen is but an illusion.
The voice has disappeared. And who the heck was that? And what were they doing coming out of nowhere and saying all that scary stuff?
Croire que ce que mes yeux voient. Elle voulait que je m'accroche à mes souvenirs.
Anyway, that face is still lying there broken on the ground. Should Paimon go get someone to clean it up? It feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment. Paimon will be right back.
Qu'est-ce que l'avenir me réserve? Et voilà. Donc on est arrivé à la fin de la quête, ça y est.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I...
Et voilà la compagnie. Ça, je ferai moi-même au cas où. On ne sait jamais. Mais franchement, c'était déjà pas mal. Hein. On a fini la quête.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Leo tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Et voilà, Genèse inversée, terminée.
Every journey has its final day.
Donc bisous la compagnie et à bientôt.